Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the latest Dragon Ball Z S.H Figuarts release and review. Now this did come out earlier this month in the USA via Premium Bundle, and it has just hit in Japan now. This is Yamcha, Earth's foremost fighter. So yeah, this is from the Android saga, so he is rocking that short hair, and I think the coolest thing about this is he comes with an attachment for Android 20, so we'll check that out a little bit later in this video. But yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of all the original Z fighters, and yeah, Yamcha, especially all the way back from Dragon Ball, the Bandit Yamcha I really want, but I feel like this release of Yamcha, I feel they kind of did him dirty. I'm definitely a bit disappointed. I feel like this is probably going to be the worst Dragon Ball release for 2024, unfortunately. I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks as well. So we'll cover those points, especially at the end on the pros and cons. But for now, let's pop him out of the packaging so we can check out what he comes with. So Yamcha in the centre, 3 additional faceplates, and as we can see, these faceplates come with the bangs already attached. So very similar to the Vegeta figures. Yeah, we've got kind of neutral face, teeth gritting, what's that one there, mouth shouting one, and then the one with Android 20's hand attached. Then we also have the attachments for Android 20 for the, you know, going straight through Yamcha. And then we got 3 additional pairs of hands, finger spread, martial arts grip, and the normal martial arts posing one as well, which is really cool. So, you know, basic selection, but yeah, that covers it for what it comes with. So let's pop him out of this and check out the finish. Okay, so as Yamcha swings around, you can probably see already, just like the legendary Super Saiyan Goku as well, the chest colour is slightly different colour, and that is due to this being painted, so it will reflect the light differently. And along with the painting on his chest, he also has weathering as well throughout his body, which is nice to see. So it's some darker oranges here and there, which does give him a little bit more depth and detail. He has a really dark blue for his belt, slightly lighter it looks like for his wristbands, and then again kind of a darker blue for his shoes. You know, we have the Kaioken symbol on the front, the Kame one on the back, which is nice, and then all the printing as well looks crisp and clean on the faceplates, which we will get a bit of a closer look at shortly. But coming into this one here, yeah, overall it is very straightforward. And as you can see, it is the 2.0 body type, so it is quite an old, outdated design, which we will see the limitations of that again in a moment when we have a quick look at the articulation. But you know, as a base standard figure in the standing pose, he's looking quite nice with all the printing looking pretty clean as well. So again, very simple, but at least we have weathering, mainly on the legs there, which is nice. So yeah, let's move over towards the articulation. So with the head, tilt, not too bad. Going forward, it's a couple of mil. Going up, a few mil. Can push it a bit more and it'll go up quite nice as well. It helps the, you know, pretty simple design around the neck. And same for going forward, so you can definitely look down as well, which is good. So actually a pretty decent range of motion there. You can probably pop the head off and adjust the peg as well to get more. Now for the shoulders, everything here, you know, the basic 2.0 design, pretty basic. We can't really lock the arms around. There's, you know, there's a butterfly joint, but it is a lot more limited. You kind of have to bend those elbows in to at least touch. Otherwise, as we can see, quite a big gap there. I mean, it's old, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely disappointed with this figure so far. You know, it's an older design. I really feel like they should have updated it. I mean, no real articulation forward. Going back, you know, it's not bad, a few mil. You know, the swivel is nice. Here's the belt there. And it looks like it's, you know, really pulling in tight, kind of like he's, you know, but anorexic there, where it's like super sucked in. I feel like, at least for me, it's not really pleasing to the eye, and it's quite long as well, which is a real shame. You know, splits, not really possible. Yeah, it's decent spread though. But one thing that is good with the older design was forward motion and back motion is really nice, since you don't have those butt flaps. So that is one benefit of this. We get about 5 swivel, The knee joint's actually pretty decent on it as well, which is really cool. And then the foot peg is pretty basic, not too much motion, but some tilt and swivel and the toe tip. So yeah, the articulation on this, it really shows the outdated body, which is a shame that they went for it with this figure. Especially when you consider the Krillin release, the updated body on him was amazing. The updated Piccolo was amazing. Even Tenshin Han, still not bad. But then we finally get another Yamcha figure, and it's really disappointing actually. I mean, I knew it was going to be this body type, so I probably should have anticipated this, but yeah, definitely very disappointed that they haven't bothered to do any updates. I think it's pretty slack of Tamashii there, especially when you consider, you know, all the other great figures we've been getting lately, and you know, especially since this is Premium Bandai, definitely not cheap. You know, using the old, you know, design for any updates, especially since we know we won't be getting another Yamcha, definitely not this version Yamcha, probably at all, to be honest, or at least not for many years. So yeah, definitely a shame there. But anyway, let's not dwell on the negatives at the moment. Let's take a closer look at these face plates. So starting with the first one here, this is the neutral face. Again, really crisp, clean. The scars are looking really nice. I kind of feel like the head or faceplate seem a little bit small. I mean, it does match up with the art style for the arc, I believe. But it looks a little bit young. I can't quite put my finger on it, but definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about the faces for this figure, if you think it matches with styling, or if you think there's something slightly off about them. So to change the faceplate, just pop the one off with the bangs attached, then you can slot the new faceplate on like so. So yeah, this is the teeth gritting one. You know, it's not bad. It feels a little bit more older and outdated. It could just be the printing around the mouth, the size. Yeah, just overall it's just not hitting for me, eh? And next up is that mouth open shadow mouth. I think this one is a little bit better than the previous one. You know, the scars and all the printing in there is definitely crisp and clean, which is nice to see. And then finally we have the one with Android 20's hand there, and you know, this is actually the best looking face for him. The eyes awesome, the detailing there. And I think due to the fact that we can't see his lower chin area or anything like that, definitely helps this figure. I haven't been too impressed by the other faces so far with the face sizing. So yeah, this with it, you know, the lower half covered, it definitely looks a lot better. But while we have this faceplate on, might as well get an Android 20 and check out the attachments. Now this is pretty cool. Android 20 here is attached to a hand, which is attached to a face for Yamcha, where he's sucking out his energy. Definitely really cool. A little bit fiddly to pose him due to the height difference. Maybe it's easier to put 20 on a stand, but at the very least, like, this is still pretty cool, and it's very effective, which is really nice to see. This here may be the way I'll actually end up posing these figures, because I think it is probably one of the best ways to make Yamcha here look cool. So this may be one of the coolest accessories that Tamashii has done for the Dragonball line. We have Android 20 here piercing Yamcha's heart with the two clip-on parts. So this part clips on and goes into his arm. So you pop off the arm here to attach it, which is really nice and easy. And then the other hand part will clip on the back. So again, very easy way of doing it. Nice and simple to clip on and effective, and it looks really cool. So yeah, I'm starting to think that Yamcha is not a single release. He's just a bonus add-on. He is DLC for Android 20. You know, Gammas 1 or 2, they come with parts for Gohan. Yeah, sure, but you still bought them for the figure. No, this one here, literally you're only buying Yamcha to pair it with Android 20 in my opinion. Because yeah, this is really cool. But anyway, I'll pop this apart. We'll try one pose with Yamcha before we jump into some comparisons, and then pros and cons. So yeah, Yamcha doesn't look too bad. Like, this is a pretty basic you know, stance pose for Yamcha. Overall looking pretty cool. I really do love the colouring on this figure at the very least, even if it still feels like this figure's come out of 2018, 2019. Yeah, despite that, still looking pretty cool. But let's get some of the other figures. Here goes the Saiyan Saga Yamcha again with some nice weathering, which I think still looks really cool. Let's just stand them up though, just get a bit more of a size comparison. So we've got the Saiyan Saga Yamcha standing up straight now, along with the new Yamcha. You can definitely see how the old one, definitely a little bit shorter. I feel like that's why this one looks so much nicer. This one here, the proportions between the top and bottom feel a little bit off and looks a lot more skinnier compared to this one. But I do believe these are the same. It could just be the fact that this is a lighter blue opposed to dark, which is giving a bit more of an optical illusion, and how this is a bit taller. So you definitely much prefer the Saiyan Saga Yamcha over the new one, but you can kind of see even Yamcha here is taller than the full power Goku. Yeah, even if you try and push it down tighter, it doesn't really make much difference there. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about the size comparisons. I feel like it's a little bit too tall, though maybe it really does match up with the Android Saga. I know the animation styles did change quite a bit over the time, but at least for me, much prefer the Saiyan Saga Yamcha. So moving over to the pros and cons, and you know, straight away the pro is this accessory. This really is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time from the Dragonball line. That one along with the face attached. I hope we get one for Z Broly with this and Goku face. Man, that would be badass. But anyway, coming back here to Yamcha, his pros and cons. As I mentioned, these effects for attaching to 20. The colouring is really nice. I really do like the orange, and then the extra weathering on there is cool. For the most part, the face printing is crisp and clean, same with the logos, and that is basically where the pros end. Overall, I feel like this figure is several years too late, and I'm quite disappointed that they have released one of the main characters in such a basic, outdated body. Now that we're getting the updated version, you know, like Krillin was updated, Piccolo was updated, Gohan was updated, even the recent Vegeta ones have been slightly better, whereas I feel like this figure, no real change opposed to the original Yamcha release, and even I think the original one is actually nicer than this figure as a Yamcha figure. As some accessory for 20, he's fine, he looks really good, those faces work well for that. But yeah, I'm disappointed. This is probably the worst figure for the line for the year. You know, I'd probably even put, who did I really dislike? Yeah, probably one of the worst figures I've got from the Dragonball Z line in a long time. Though this accessory does bring it up there, it does save it, but I don't think it should be that way. I think the figure should be able to stand on its own. Now, as I guess a collector, someone who wants them all, you know, still, obviously I'll get it, and I would recommend getting it as well if you're the same, especially for these effects. If you're just picking up one or two figures here and there, I would put your money elsewhere than jumping on this figure, to be honest. Maybe it's a good thing it's premium bundle, since it's probably not easy to get now anyway, but it definitely is a shame, especially after all the amazing figures lately. I really hope they up the game with the Dragonball line. You know, learn from the Naruto line. Don't follow One Piece, maybe Bleach or other ones, but the Naruto line, Jigoku Raku, updated articulation, really fun expressions, accessories, you know, really does elevate figures, and as we can see here, this accessory is basically saving Yamcha. But as I mentioned, you should be able to stand on his own 2 feet as well. Anyway, that's just what I think. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this Yamcha release. Were you disappointed? Were you satisfied? Yeah, really keen to see everyone's thoughts on this release. But yeah, anyway, that does wrap up this video. So again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!